Call the January meeting of the Augusta County School Board to order. And our first item of business is pledge to the flag, so if you would join me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Before we move on into reorganization of the board, I would like to welcome everybody here. I'd like to welcome some new board members. Mr. Whitmer, welcome to the board, and welcome Dr. Ochiltree back to the board. And Dr. Truxell is our new superintendent. Welcome. We look forward to many years of working.
Thank you.
With that, I'll turn this over to Dr. Truxell for the reorganization of the board.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. As you all know, pursuant to School Board Policy 2.7, we are supposed to have our annual reorganization, and we are specifically supposed to appoint a chairman, a vice chairman, clerk, and deputy clerk. So at this time, I'd like to begin by opening the floor for nominations for chairman.
Thank you, Dr. Troxel. I would like to nominate Mr. David Shiflett for chair.
Okay. Mr. Shiflett has been nominated. Are there any other nominations? Hearing no further nominations, we will close the floor for nominations for chairman. We will take a vote to vote on Mr. Shiflett's nomination. All those in favor of appointing Mr. Shiflett as chairman of the school board for 2026, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? That's 7-0. Congratulations, Mr. Shiflett, and thank you for your service again to the school board. Now I will open the floor for nominations for vice chairman. Are there any nominations for vice chair?
I would like to nominate Tim Swartzel for our vice chair position.
Okay. Mr. Swartzel has been nominated. Are there any other nominations? Hearing none, we'll close the floor for nominations for vice chair. All those in favor of appointing Mr. Tim Swartzel to serve as vice chair for 2026, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That's a 7-0 vote. Congratulations, and thank you to Mr. Swartzel. Next, we come to the appointment of the clerk and deputy clerk. I respectfully request approval of the appointment of Ms. Gina Grow as clerk and Mrs. Shannon Brake as deputy clerk of the Augusta County School Board for 2026.
So move.
All in favor of appointing Mrs. Gina Grow as clerk and Ms. Shannon Brake as deputy clerk, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That's 7-0. Thank you to you for appointing Ms. Grow and Ms. Brake respectively. Also in your packet, you have a draft that Ms. Grow has put together of the meetings for this year. As you know, last year you changed the start time to 6:30 and kept those meetings on the first Thursday of the month here at the Government Center. So again, there's a tentative meeting schedule for your review. And I believe, Mr. Chairman, that this matter only requires a consensus of the board, but I will take any questions or concerns about the schedule.
I would like to offer one suggestion.
May should work, excuse me. I think May will probably work fine with Market Animal Show.
Yes, Mr. Whitmire.
With the tentative schedule, I do want to point out or suggest maybe we revisit as a board April 2nd, shifting it out a week or two. I anticipate a lot of parents, staff will likely be traveling for spring break and Easter weekend.
Yes, that is spring break week, and staff would be out. And to Mr. Whitmire's point, there would be family plans. So are there any,
We could move that
Suggestions?
to the second, just move it a week later. Yeah,
so we'd move April 2nd to April 9th.
yeah, that'd be fine.
Are there any other suggestions for changes?
Are we going to consider, usually July, we make a decision when we get closer about whether we're going to have the meeting or not? Do we just wait till then to do it, or do we want to?
Usually we just wait until the end, sometime in June, and make that decision.
Okay.
You know, usually, as in the past, we normally haven't met in July, but we get into June, if we see there are some reasons that we need to meet, we can make that decision then. But, that would be my suggestion, just leave it like it is now.
Sometimes we had 2 in June or one later in July, but we just
Yeah.
on that as it gets closer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mr. Schwartzel, could you turn on your microphone when you talk?
Oh.
I'm way down here in the Winterland.
Can you not hear me down there?
I can only hear every other word.
Sorry about that.
And that's enough.
I can do that.
All right, so we will change the April meeting and post these on our website and make any changes for summer as we move forward with the spring. Thank you all. The next item of reorganization would be the committee assignments. There is a draft that's been provided for you. For the purpose of the draft, we did not make any changes from last year. So we moved Mr. Whitmire into the committees that Mrs. Wells served on, and we moved Dr. Ochiltree into the committees that Mr. Simmons served on. Usually you've settled this at your February meeting, but if someone has a request to make a committee change at this time, I don't think there's a problem with that, Mr. Chairman, if you're fine with that.
No, in the past, what we have done, if you would like to change a committee with someone, what we've done in the past is go ahead and talk to that individual and see if they'd be willing to change. And we wouldn't make these permanent until February, give people an opportunity to, to talk to somebody if they wanted to change the committees. That's what we've done in the past. We don't have to do that way, but that gives everybody an opportunity to, if they want to make a change.
Mr. Chair, I have a suggestion also for us to think about for the next month. It's occurred to me that probably the subject that the board in general knows the least about is the academic achievement of the district. Should be one of our highest levels of concern is how well are we're funding kids, we're funding teachers, how well are we able to do what we want to do. A lot of boards, school boards, have a committee, sometimes they're called Academic Excellence Committee, but it would be another board committee. And that committee is to work closely with the school staff. In this case, it would probably be Dr. Melton and Dr. Troxell, and keep abreast of the data as it's collected, and maybe every other month do a report back to the board, a distilled report, with the help of the school staff. That way, we'd be better informed about where we stand academically. And it's a huge, there's a huge amount of data collected, and for each of us to sit down and learn about it from the staff would take an enormous amount of time for them. And so I'm proposing a committee called something like Academic Excellence Committee or Academic Committee. Perhaps a couple of interested board members could be on that committee. I'm certainly highly interested. And I would like to suggest that I've looked at committee charges for this kind of committee in other places. I would like to suggest that I sit down and look at like 2 or 3 things this committee ought to do and kind of have a rough outline of what the committee's mission was or is, and work with the central office staff around what kind of data we ought to be looking at regularly. So I just think this board needs a deeper knowledge of where we stand academically as a district. And I think parents would appreciate hearing that reported out also. So I'd just like to propose that we think about that. I could come back next month with a more specific mission charge to the committee and 2 or 3 things that they would be charged with doing, and a suggestion of a report back to the full board maybe every other month. So,
Okay, anything else on committees? Okay,
Finally is the authorization for the superintendent to assign personnel. This resolution is also provided for you as in the past. This provides the superintendent with the authority to assign and reassign staff and to accept resignations and retirement so that the personnel function of the school division is not delayed. It is provided for in Virginia Code and is a widely accepted practice throughout the state.
okay, we would need to pass that resolution. And the reason for doing this, because we do have some changes in central office going into the new year. And do you have a listing of the people that you would want to be authorized to sign, the areas that they would be authorized to sign in?
So this is the resolution for the superintendent, and then, yes, I do have the sheet for the staff changes for later on in the agenda. Yes, sir.
Okay. So what we would need to do is take care of the resolution at this point, and then take care of the staff changes later on.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, we will need a motion to approve the resolution. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
So move.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve the resolution to give the authority to assign personnel for the superintendent. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. And the motion passes 7-0.
Thank you, and that concludes the reorganization.
All right. Consent agenda. Are there any changes to the consent agenda?
No, sir, there are not.
Okay. If you want to take a minute and look at the consent agenda, review it or whatever, and then we will need a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve the consent agenda as presented. Is there any discussion? If not, all those in favor of approving consent agenda as presented, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries 7-0. Delegations. Has anyone signed up to speak?
No, sir.
All right, thank you, ma'am. Correspondence, Dr. Troxel.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I do have several items of correspondence for you this evening. First, and he is here this evening, I would like to thank Patrick Height. Patrick, your article on Dr. Bond was very, very nice, and I just wanted to thank you for that. Very heartfelt, and really appreciated that for him, so thank you. I'd also like to make a report and let everyone know that the scholarships that we announced last month in Dr. Bond's name, we did allow the community, or we've enabled or established a fund through the Community Foundation for community members to make donations. And as of today, that amount is $6,595. And so I think that is also very special for him, and it's really going to help us honor some students as they seek whether it's college or post-secondary education, this is really, really generous of our community. So I just wanted to make everyone aware of that. And then I wanted to share an email that Dr. Ball and Mr. Van Devender and I received. And I will preface this by telling you that earlier in the week, we did have one of our vans involved in a minor accident, and the parent of one of the students reached out to us. And she did give me permission to read this. Not only is she a parent, but she's also an employee. And she says, "Hi, Dr. Troxel and Dr. Ball. I'm sure that you were made aware of the county van accident that my daughter was involved in yesterday as part of our school protocol. She is fine, just some soreness. I'm reaching out because I wanted to let you know that it was handled beautifully by the transportation department, from the driver all the way to the director. I know what a great job we do as a division, but my husband was also really impressed by our customer service. From the voicemail we received from Shawnee when she could not reach me immediately, to Chris, who was on site, the driver who has checked on our daughter several times, and CJ, who has called a few times as well. Everyone has been so kind and supportive. I know how important it is to hear when we do something really well. Thank you for your leadership and all that the county does for our students and families. I am proud to be part of our school division." So I just wanted to share that with you all, and also thank Mr. Van Devender, you and your staff, for the care and compassion that you showed the driver and both of the students, and then just to let you know how appreciative this parent was. So thank you.
It's always good to hear good things. If I can get my pages to come apart. Okay, Mr. Martin, Buffalo Gap High School bid, softball field bid.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of the board, Dr. Troxel. I'm kind of loud, so usually I don't need one. Here this evening in hopes of getting approval for Phase 1 of the softball field at Buffalo Gap High School. Bid packets were distributed to 5 vendors for Phase 1 of the softball field. 2 vendors submitted bids. The bid amounts are summarized below. Site visits were conducted with 4 or 5 vendors who requested the bid packets. Of those, only 2, which were Creation Appreciation and Green Corps, submitted bids. The others declined to bid after their site visits, citing scheduling conflicts due to larger projects that would prevent them from meeting our timeline. The Maintenance Department is recommending awarding the contract to Creation Appreciation as the lowest responsive bidder. The recommendation is based on their competitive bid amount and the satisfactory previous work for Augusta County Public Schools. Please let me know if you require any additional information prior to the board's consideration of this item. The funding of this project came from the money that was reappropriated from last year. We will need board action to move forward with this project.
Okay, any questions for Mr. Martin?
Just one. So the amount that we carried over, that covers the full cost of this?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
And what's included in Phase 1?
So Phase 1 will be the field layout, the excavating, installing the infield dirt, grading and seeding the outfield. Previously, Buffalo Gap had put in the new Bermuda grass on the football field with hopes of being able to move the Bermuda sprigs to the softball field and then eventually the baseball field. So at this time, we will be putting in rye. That's what they used on the football field. That accepts the Bermuda. So we will be putting that in to start with.
Okay. Thank you.
It'll just be a playing field, no fences, none of that.
I'd like to make a motion that we accept the bid from Green Corps and start this project.
No, from Creating Appreciation.
Creation Appreciation.
Creation appreciation.
Wrong line.
Gotta get it right. We'll save money that way.
Yeah. Okay. Is there a second? All right, there's been a motion made that we accept the bid from Creative Appreciation for the Phase 1 of the Buffalo Gap softball field. Is there any discussion or further questions?
I just have one quick question. So it doesn't include fencing, and it probably doesn't include the lights, too?
No lights, no
No
fencing.
lights.
So what will happen is you'll have the dirt, you'll have the bases, you have home field, you have the outfield. So.
They'll be able to
that's a-
play on the field.
It would be playable, yes.
You don't need the fence to, okay.
No. I mean, they won't be able to play VHSL games, but it would,
Oh,
it could
okay.
possibly be ready for practices if needed. But they still have their current field.
Okay. And what's the timeline?
We're hoping to be finished by April, I believe.
Okay.
I don't have the
Thank you.
number in front of me, but
That's
I believe
fine.
it was mid-April.
Okay, thank
And the
you.
lights are on another
The light,
schedule,
yes, so
aren't
we
they?
currently
Yeah.
have 5 phases
Right.
is planned.
okay, Yeah,
Yeah.
but that, I think that's already planned into funding for the
Yes, that
lights.
would be part of the lights that was for the softball fields,
Yeah.
which Riverhead's just finished.
Yes.
Yeah.
Saw 'em today,
Yeah, they look really good.
yeah.
Any other questions? If not, all those in favor of approving a contract for Phase 1 softball field at Buffalo Gap, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries 7-0. Thank you, sir. All right. VDOT easement approval request from Dr. Troxel and Mr. Martin.
Yes, sir. We have included in your packets and on the screen the VDOT renderings of the easement request that they are asking or proposing for us. Dr. Bond went over this last month to show you basically where the second lanes would come through on the entrance and exits and how much of our property, specifically Wilson Elementary, would be taken through the roundabout. I'll also share that Valley Career and Technical Center would be affected, as would be the rehab center. We're happy to answer any questions that you have, but we do require board approval to get moving with our attorney to sign off on the agreement.
Okay, questions on the easement coming in off of 250, additional lanes coming in, and then the roundabout that VDOT wants to put there, it's a triangle with Wilson Elementary, Valley Tech, Gov School, and the road going to Wilson High School. Any questions, comments?
Go ahead. I have one question. So nothing's changed from the last month when we saw it? It's all the same?
No, sir, everything's the same. We just felt you should have it for a month before you made a vote.
Okay, thank you.
And what was the total amount of the land? I've forgotten. And I can't find it in all these little numbers here.
I have it here, and they spell it out.
We get reimbursed
Yeah,
for the land, though.
Right, but it goes over all of the different parcels and how much that would be.
Just to interject, the last paper I saw, we were right about 158,000 for Augusta County Schools.
Yes, I
Yeah.
see 98,000 followed by 74,000. So if you add those, yes, that's about right.
But, okay.
About 150, 60,000.
Yeah.
For
Square
however
feet.
much land it is.
When you think about Wilson Elementary, it will come in, it'll take about 15 feet at the front of the school. But if
Okay.
you've ever been to the Wilson complex in the morning, parents make their own lane getting in.
No, I
And
understand
so this just makes it paved and more official. And hopefully, of course, the goal is to make traffic better through that complex, both morning and afternoon.
It's not a large portion of land, it's just a strip down through
No.
there. We're not doing anything with it anyway.
That will be some sort of turning lane into
Yes.
into
Yes,
Wilson
right into the
Elementary.
elementary school.
It'll be a dedicated turning lane
Okay.
coming in.
Been there, done that. That will be good.
Yeah.
And then how far will it start on 250? How far
My
up the hill?
understanding, it's,
Like if you're headed towards Stanton?
Like, yes,
That-
you're coming
that
from
new right
Fishers,
lane
if you're coming
in
from
there?
Fishersville.
coming to the complex.
Oh, coming,
From Fishersville, past the Red Barn, at what point right in there is it you're gonna start? Who
on
knows?
there, it's hard for me to see on the
I got
document,
you.
the exact number.
And then the other thing is, somebody asked me this the other day, I guess they'll relocate the walk
Yes.
on the right side?
And that would be the rehab center's
Okay,
Yeah, that's,
matter.
thank you.
I don't know how far up 250 they're gonna go, but they are gonna add a turning lane up there, from what
Which
I
is-
understand.
It's badly needed. I mean, in the morning time, that traffic's all the way back up over the hill.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's not our property, so we really don't, yeah. Any other questions or comments on the easement? If not, all those in favor of approval of the easement for VDOT, say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. Motion carries 7-0. Okay, now we're getting to where I was trying to do earlier. Authorization to sign in the absence of the superintendent. And this is due to the fact we do have some changes. And so Dr. Troxel, I'll let you handle that.
Certainly, this is something that you approve each summer, but we need to do it again right now because Ms. Brake is new to her position, and she would need to be able to sign licensure applications as the superintendent's designee, as well as other official documents. So we wanted to bring this to you as soon as possible so that she could begin signing documents with the required DOE approvals.
And this, for her, will run through June 30th, 2026, and that would be when we would reapprove everybody else.
Yes, sir.
So the ones that have already been approved, it's not a problem. We just need to add Ms. Brake to this list
That is
So that-
correct.
so that she can sign personnel issues. Any questions from board members? We will need a motion to do that.
So moved.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve Ms. Brake to be able to sign for personnel. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. All right, staff reports. Dr. Troxel.
Yes, sir. Mr. Chairman, we will start with dates of interest for January and February. So next Thursday, January 15th, is your annual school board retreat at the Center for Instruction and Professional Learning. I'll go over the agenda here briefly, or mention the agenda here shortly, but that will start at 10 a.m. The following Monday, January 19th, is a holiday for all employees, so no school that day. January 20th, I have a Region 5 Superintendent's meeting at 9:30 in the morning in Amherst County. And then Saturday, January 24th, we are embarking on our own job fair along with Waynesboro City Schools at the Center for Instruction and Professional Learning. And that's going to start at 8 a.m. with an inclement weather date of January 31st. Ms. Brake shares that she feels really good about the number of candidates that have signed up, so we're hoping to have some success that day. And then on January 27th is the monthly ACEA meeting with the superintendent and staff. Then moving to February, your regular meeting is on February 5th, and that's going to start at 6:30 p.m., but the first order of business will be to have a public hearing on the 2026-27 budget. On February 16th, that will be a teacher workday specifically for school-based professional learning, so no school for students that day. And then on February 17th, I have my Region 5 Superintendent's meeting in Louisa County. And then we are back together again on February 19th for your first budget or your budget work session. and that's at the Center for Instruction and Professional Learning. We've got 9 o'clock there. We may change that time depending on our agenda, but that is the date of the budget work session. And then my monthly ACEA meeting is going to be after school on February 24th. Also have in your packets the Fine Arts calendar of events for January and February. So at this time of the year, we have all sorts of district and regional activities, especially in band and choir. And it's also close to musical season, so all of those dates are there for you. Next, I have the proposed agenda for the school board retreat next Thursday. You'll see that the time column is marked TBD, but we do have a general outline of all of the topics that are being presented and the staff that will be presenting. I'm going to be meeting with staff tomorrow and Monday to finalize this agenda, and we will reshare it with you to include the specific topics. Are there any questions about the agenda or any suggested topics that maybe are not listed? Okay, I'll move on. Next item, very important, February is School Board Appreciation Month. I believe one attendance area has already reached out and invited you to a special event at their schools. So it's always a special month for you, being celebrated and shown schools' appreciation for you and the hard work that you do as a school board member. So I look forward to joining you with some of those events. And I know that principals will be contacting you directly if they haven't already. And then just a reminder, it is on the dates of interest, but again, we will have a public budget hearing at 6:30 p.m. right before the regular meeting on Thursday, February 5th. Mr. Chairman, that's all I have for my staff report.
Okay. Any questions on staff report? Any activities or anything going on that you have questions about? All right, moving along. Ms. Mahafer, summary of the governor's proposed budget.
Good evening. In your packet tonight, there was a broad overview of Governor Youngkin's budget that came out on December 17th. Some of the main highlights included, and this again is across the statewide, $1.2 billion to fully fund rebenchmarking of SOQ direct aid. This basically recalculates how much money local school divisions can receive based on those standards of quality type positions. Using this updated data from enrollment numbers and staffing levels and current salary and benefit costs. So this was a big initiative this past year for the state and the governor. There was also some updates to sales tax and lottery revenues, dedicating a little bit more of that money to public education. Our composite index, which we have talked about multiple times, that's included in this upcoming biennium budget. Our LCI did change from 0.3888 to 0.4040. Basically, this means that based on our local factors, that locally we can fund more dollars and the state doesn't have to fund as much. So that is the biggest change when it comes to how our funding is this year in the budget. The governor did propose a 4% salary increase over the biennium, so 2% in FY27 and 2% in FY28. There have also been revisions to our retirement contributions to the Virginia retirement system. They are decreasing, so we're going from 14.21% to 12.2%. There's been additional funding allocated towards the School Construction Assistant Program. That is a grant program through the state. And there's also going to be additional funding for child care subsidies, which in the end will help the Virginia Preschool Initiative Program. Right now, Governor Youngkin presented his budget, It will need to now go before the joint session of both the Senate and the House Appropriation and Finance Committees. So this budget is still very preliminary. Changes can be made and most likely may happen. The 2026 session of the General Assembly is scheduled to start on January 14th. So once those sessions complete, then we will get a House version and a Senate version that we'll take and we'll compare to what we've received so far. Right now, I'm looking at those calc tools that we receive from the state that tell us how much funding that we'll get based on our SOQ positions and the LCI. And I will have more information in regards to that coming up at your school board retreat. So we'll start painting the picture for the budget at your school board retreat. So you'll start beginning to see that big picture and we'll start delving into those numbers. And then as we mentioned here, as Dr. Troxel went through the calendar, we'll start off by having our public hearing on February 5th, and then you'll have your first budget work session where you'll really get into more of the details of the budget on February 19th. The budget survey is still up for the public to respond to. Right now, we've had about 700 respondents, so I'll give you an update on that also at your retreat next week so that you can see what the results are as we start planning for those budget goals. Are there any questions?
Do you have a handle yet on what the change in the composite index is gonna cost us?
Right now, because of the funding, the additional funding that has been given to us based on this re-benchmarking of going towards direct aid and SOQ funded positions, that'll help offset what we are gonna lose for the local composite index. So I don't wanna say quite yet how much
Okay.
we're losing, but hopefully it's, fingers crossed, gonna be a little bit better than what we anticipated, so.
Okay. Well, keep us abreast
Yes.
of what,
I will. So this is, I guess, your teaser, and then we'll get into it more next week, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we can accomplish all our budget objectives.
Mr. Chair, I do have a quick question. And it may be a Dr. Ball question, but re-benchmarking of SOQ direct aid, what was re-benchmarked?
It was more of how the funding was calculated. So it's not necessarily the re-benchmarking of how many positions to number of students. It's just more of what did they use to fund that. So they went back and looked at the total rate that they pay per student based on those SOQ positions and said, does that need to be changed? Does that need to be changed based on economic factors and how costs have changed? So that's what it is, not re-benchmarking of teacher to student ratio or anything like that.
Thank you.
they didn't take the caps off on staff.
No.
I was afraid they weren't gonna do that. So far they have. Are you holding out hope that they might?
I'm just saying so far they haven't, so
Okay,
we can hope for the best.
okay.
Any
All
oth-
right.
Any other questions?
Any other questions? Thank you very much, and we look forward to hearing more information down the road.
You're welcome.
Okay, Ms. Brake?
Good evening. In your blue folders, you will find the personnel action for tonight's meeting. You will notice this evening that it is front and back. We have a number of individuals who have recently submitted notice of their retirement at the end of the 25-26 school year, and these are noted in green. It is our practice to, in January, send out intent forms where that helps to inform our staffing needs for the upcoming school year, and these forms are to be completed by January 14th. This evening, I am respectfully asking for your approval of these actions. As always, if you would like to exclude any action by number, you may do so, and we can address any questions or concerns in closed session. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we approve the personnel action as presented.
Second.
Been moved and seconded, we approve personnel action as presented. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, no. Motion carries 7-0.
Thank you. At this time, also, I would like to share with you a support staff member of the month. We are excited to share that beginning this month in January and with the months to follow, Augusta County Public Schools will recognize an outstanding support staff member from the elementary, middle, and high school levels. We recognize that the success of our schools and our students wouldn't be possible without the dedication, care, and hard work of every individual across our division. The honorees are nominated for consistently going above and beyond their daily duties and responsibilities, demonstrating exceptional dedication to their school community, and showing a strong commitment to supporting their students. Through this recognition, we celebrate the invaluable role of our support staff and what they do to help our schools thrive. I'm proud to share with you information about our first recipients and also want to thank Vacor, our insurance company, for being our first sponsor. So for our elementary recipient, she is from Stuart Straft Elementary School, and it is Jill Williams. And what has been said about Miss Williams is that she has become one of Draft Elementary's experts for struggling readers. She is their unofficial third reading specialist, consistently going above and beyond to help students succeed. She has voluntarily completed teacher-level literacy trainings like Orton Gillingham and Letters, earning the respect of her colleagues and the reading specialists she's worked with over the years. Jill's warmth and dedication shine in everything she does. Students even list her as their favorite elementary school teacher. Beyond reading interventions and enrichment, Jill is the friendly face at early drop-off and late bus. She supervises lunch, creates incentives and rewards, collects snacks for late bus students, and welcomes students each morning with music, jokes, and riddles. As a parent of 4 and a proud soldier's mom, Jill has led the Veterans Day recognitions, organized supply drives, and coordinated letters to soldiers. She records grade-level performances and showcases, and then plays them for students at lunch. She volunteers for the Fall Festival and many PTA events, always on her own time. Jill, your commitment to Stuart Straft Elementary School is unmatched. Thank you for your passion, your care, and the countless ways that you make Stuart Straft Elementary School better. From our middle school, at Riverheads Middle School, Miss Jackie Howell. Jackie Howell is the warm, welcoming heart of Riverheads Middle School. She is the first smiling face that students and families see, and the person who sets the tone for the entire school community. She goes above and beyond to make everyone feel loved, safe, and noticed. Her empathy and care show in countless ways. She consoles those who are upset, greets everyone with a smile, and tells them that she loves them. She hands out sweet treats to students who are sent to the office for positive recognition. She helps to keep a watchful eye on staff members' young elementary-aged children, and I can testify to this personally, as they wait for their parents to finish up an afternoon duty or a school responsibility. She always has toys or games available to help keep them occupied. She offers steady, compassionate support to middle school students who sometimes need a little tough love to complete work and stay on task. Miss Howell finds unique, thoughtful, thrifty gifts for others and consistently puts others first. Her pure heart and constant generosity are appreciated by every staff member and students at Riverheads Middle. Jackie, thank you for the love and kindness you share with the school community every day. Representing high school, Cindy Denome from Wilson Memorial High School. In just a year and a half at Wilson High School, Cindy's impact has been remarkable. She approaches every task with meticulous care and communicates clearly and kindly with staff, students, and parents. Cindy goes above and beyond, especially helping families with registration, and has adopted many students who keep coming back to see her even after graduation. She's a strong role model and a steady, caring presence in the school. Cindy, we're truly lucky to have you, and thank you for all that you do. Thank you.
Ms. Briggs, can
Thank
I
you.
ask you a question?
Yes, sir.
Are they already aware of this?
They, the
Recognition.
nominees have not been notified that they have been selected. I will be communicating with their administrators and with them tomorrow to let them know this.
Okay, because I spent time with one of these ladies today.
Yes,
And everything you read was 100% accurate
Yes.
on her.
yes.
I walked out of there and thought, man, what a great person at the
Yes.
front counter.
And I will
And-
say that,
And with the kids too, coming in from the backside.
yes, it is an honor to recognize these support staff members and incredibly important. And I will say that feedback from those who are nominating them has been incredibly positive, and they are really looking forward to providing some recognition to these folks. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Congratulations to them. And this school system wouldn't run without support staff. It just wouldn't happen.
Yes, absolutely.
So I'm really glad that we're recognizing some of them. And thank you for doing that.
Thank you.
Okay, Dr. Melton.
Good evening. It's my pleasure to continue the recognitions as we honor our Teachers of the Month. Our Elementary Teacher of the Month is Kathy Ewell. Kathy is the Elementary Teacher of the Month for her exceptional dedication and significant impact as a teacher at Wilson Elementary School. Mrs. Ewell is actually a retired teacher who paused her retirement to assist students after an unexpected opening this year in the 5th grade. Over the past several years, she's completed many long-term substitute teaching assignments, and for the last 3 years, she has worked specifically with her current team of students as their classroom teacher. Mrs. Ewell has developed a dedicated time for community building in her classroom, helping students establish a strong classroom community and sense of belonging. She is actively working to increase student stamina for learning throughout her content instruction. As young students develop their academic skills, stamina and sustained attention work to develop perseverance and deeper understanding. As she stepped back into the classroom, Mrs. Ewell has done the yeoman's job of restarting the team, positioning her students for a productive remainder of the school year. Her commitment to her students' success and well-being makes her a deserving candidate for this recognition. Our Middle School Teacher of the Month is Mrs. Amanda Marshall. Mrs. Marshall has been a family and consumer science teacher at Stewart Middle School for many years. During that time, her program has proven very popular, with student demand exceeding what she can accommodate in enrollment. Her popularity is mainly due to her excellent ability to work with her students and provide meaningful activities for them while creating a positive community. Amanda is a model in the classroom for using stations and differentiation in her instruction. Her systems are so well designed that students come into class and get right to work with minimal direction. It's pretty awesome to see. She has proven to be an excellent mentor for other teachers as well, modeling effective instruction and engaging activities. Mrs. Marshall also has a strong FCCLA program with students participating in the state and national conventions. She challenges her students to be creative in their projects. One of her capstone projects, and a favorite, is the annual cookie contest. Students create a themed display using classroom materials and then bake cookies decorated to match the theme. She's invited members of the community and some of our school board members to come and judge the quality of the displays and cookies so the students can receive authentic feedback from a range of people. Amanda is a well-deserving being recognized as the Middle School Lingo Teacher of the Month. We really appreciate all that she does to make her classroom engaging and inviting for her students. Our high school teacher of the month is Mr. Matt Barraclough. Mr. Barraclough has been teaching band for over 30 years and began his career in Augusta County Public Schools in 1997. Often one of the first staff members that students see each morning while serving on detector duty, Matt sets a positive tone for the day with his humor and welcoming personality. He dedicates countless hours to ensuring that his band students have a meaningful and successful experience, including preparing students each year for county, district, and state level auditions and performances. During Mr. Barraclough's time at Wilson Memorial High School, band program has grown into a consistently strong program, but the true legacy of his career lies in the impact he has had on all of the individual students and his colleagues. He has mentored new teachers, student teachers, and practicum students. He also remains an active performer in the community, playing with various local groups, including the Valley Wind Ensemble, which is a local group of music educators and professional musicians. Thousands of students and colleagues have been positively influenced by his guidance, and that's not an exaggeration. Thousands of students have been influenced by his guidance, and the continued growth of the program reflects that lasting impact. Matt's genuine care for students and staff is evident daily and makes our school community stronger. We thank Mr. Barraclough for his dedication not only to the Wilson band programs, but just to the band programs of Augusta County Public Schools. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And I got to be one of the judges in those cookie contests. Some of those kids make some pretty doggone good cookies. Top Chef Junior. Yeah. Okay, school board members, and we'll start off with Dr. Griffin.
I just want to say how much I appreciate how hard Dr. Troxel and the staff are working to have a really smooth transition. Dr. Bond is sort of a bigger than life personality and impact over the many, many, many years. And so it's not gone unnoticed that everyone's working hard for a smooth transition, and I really appreciate that.
Okay, Mr. Ward?
Well, I had the privilege and honor of being at Riverheads today and seeing the new softball field lights, and it was, you know, we've talked about these things for years, and we've been creeping along getting them done, so it was good to see them happen there. Also, I visited all 3 schools today just to check and see how the openings went. Every one of the principals said, we just really had a great week this far. And that's a good statement, coming back after Christmas. So, but I saw in action at one of our schools, I had a young man, 2nd, 3rd grader, in the office there, sitting, and the clerks were working with him. And another lady came in and she said, okay, I'll take him down to the classroom now. And I was just watching how the interactions were held because I had taught his father in school. And but what that little boy did not know was his father passed away this morning. And the school was taking care of the kids till people could come and pick them up and get them home. And I thought, there's a whole field of work that needs to be done, you know? And our people just, they were handling it well. And I think we got to always remember that sometimes they have some overwhelming tasks. They were doing it so well, and after he finally left, they told me. And I said, who is he? And one of the girls said, well, you had him, Mr. Ward, because you had me. And so then she told me who it was, and I realized the struggle the child's going to be having. And one of the secretaries said, I just wish I could take those kids. There's like 4 in the family. So anyway, I just, you know, it's more than filling out the forms on a SOL test. It's raising people. It's what our teachers and our staff are doing, and they're doing a great job. So.
Okay. Dr. Ochiltree?
I'd first like to say that, excuse me, big change in the last time I was on the school board, and I like it, this teacher recognition that Dr. Melton and Ms. Brake put together. I think that means a lot to the teachers. My first grade teacher, and it's been a long time since I was in first grade, is still living, and she's at the legacy, and I still think of her and appreciate her all these years later. So that, I mean, that tells you how long these students remember their teachers the rest of their lives. I did visit Buffalo Gap High School, the middle school, and Churchville earlier this week. Talked to two of the principals, Mr. Landis. He was at some training at the still call it the old middle school. So,
The
and
center. It's the center.
see, that's another thing I got to get used to, is the new names of some of these places. But had good talks with them, and they were ready to get back into school. So good to meet up with them again.
Mr. Lawson?
Yeah, the one thing I wanted to share is we had our first board meeting for the River Ridge Learning Center, which is the school that's a joint venture between Stanton, Waynesboro, and Augusta County Public Schools for students with substance abuse. And it went very well. Amy Christian has done a great job putting it together, and with the staff she has there, the teachers are amazing. And they have currently 7 students that are enrolled. This is the second semester, and it's projected to grow. And a couple of things I just wanted to share with you about looking ahead for vision, because they expect the school to grow, is looking at adding summer programming in the future, a life skills curriculum, family engagement and fun activities, and also a student support system during breaks, for spring breaks and summer breaks. And so the community support from all 3 areas is very strong, and I just wanted to recognize them. It's a tough job to have to teach and to work with anyone with substance abuse issues, especially children. And they're doing a great job, so I just wanted to share that, and look forward to the next meeting we have in February. That's all I have.
Okay. Mr. Whitmer?
So last night, I had the opportunity to speak to Mrs. Donna Wells, and she asked me if I would give her a little wave. So I wanted to take it a step further and just give her a shout out. And Butch as well, thank you for all of their years of service to our community. And representing Beverly Manor, I know that I have some big shoes to fill, and I appreciate the opportunity. They're neighbors of ours. So I told her on my way to Riverheads last night to pick up our boys that I noticed their tree was still up, and I told her that our tree's still up too. So we're in a race to see who can keep ours up the longest. But I also want to thank Dr. Troxel for her time, taking me through the Wilson schools a few weeks ago. It was great getting to meet the principals and tour the schools, and I'm looking forward to setting up our next round in the coming week as well. So thank you all.
Mr. Swarcel?
Yeah, I just want to welcome Mr. Whitmer, and welcome back Dr. John and Dr. Troxel. And I do agree with what Dr. Griffin was saying. It looks like we have we've got new faces, but we still got great minds, and everybody's working hard, and it's just kind of moving right along. So I think it's going to be an exciting year. I did, what is today, Thursday? Must have been Tuesday morning. Was it Tuesday morning? I'm sitting at the store, and this past board member comes by and says, hey, and I'll just say this, he always wants me to give him coffee.
No.
Nick Collins. And he said, we'd like to meet back here in the back with you, and lo and behold, Dr. Bond was with him. And I took a glance, and I looked, and hood, jacket, hat, I mean, you never see him, whether it's a bow tie, and so anyhow, first thing I said was, Eric, do you not have anybody else to hang out with other than Nick Collins? And so we went back there, and they had some coffee, and we talked, and it was just, it was great. You could just see he was just relaxed, and we had good conversation, and then they said, can we get another cup when we go? And I said, you sure can, but, and of course, then Nick said, we may make this at every 2 week, but anyhow, it was really good to see, you know, Dr. Bond in that type of setting, because, you know, we talked football and just anything. I mean, he just, but it was good to see them. I think he's gonna really enjoy from here on out, with Allison, but that was pretty fun. That's all I have.
Yep. Yeah, just to follow up on that, I've had a couple conversations with Dr. Bond the past couple of weeks, and I think he's enjoying retirement. Also, want to welcome 2 new faces that made presentations tonight. We're glad to have you guys on board and look forward to working with you. And, you know, we're not so bad, I guess, and nobody bit you or anything, so, you know, you all did well. So anyway, welcome to, you know, the school board and the meetings and everything. We're glad to have you. Think we have a need for a closed session, is that correct?
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman. Pursuant to Section 2.2-3711 of the Code of Virginia, I move that the board convene a closed meeting for the purpose of discussing the following civic matters: A1, personnel; A2, discussion of matters that involve educational records of identifiable students that the disclosure of which is prohibited by FERPA.
Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we meet in closed session. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, no. Motion carries 7-0, and we will